Nicolás Maduro led the ceremony of unveiling the statue of Commander Chavez in the state of La Guaira to commemorate the victory of the Bolivarian Revolution. Upon his arrival to the Bolivar Chavez Square, the president was received with joy by the Huaycay Macuto people who raised slogans in support of his popular victory in the presidential elections of last July 28. In this sense, the head of state affirmed that the legacy of Hugo Chavez will prevail in the hearts of the people in the fight against the attempt to generate violence by the Venezuelan ultra-right and its American allies. Also, the President Nicolás Maduro expressed his respect to the public powers of the country and to the definitive sentence issued by the Supreme Court of Justice on the electoral dispute. In Venezuela, the President of the National Assembly, Jorge Rodriguez, denounced that the extreme right in Venezuela doesn't recognize the judgment of the Supreme Court of Justice on the results of the July 28 elections. During a session of the National Assembly, Rodriguez presented the judgment of the Electoral Chamber of the Supreme Court, ratifying Nicolás Maduro as the re-elected president of the country. Rodriguez denounced that the far right now pretends not to recognize such ruling.
Pues resulta que en los Estados Unidos mexicanos, la oposición venezolana con características muy similares.
It turns out that in the United Mexican States, the opposition, with characteristics very similar to those of this extremist right-wing sector in Venezuela, went to the Supreme Court of Justice, and the Superior Chamber of the Electoral Tribunal of the Judiciary of the Federation. This is the ruling, says that the Superior Chamber of that court, in Mexico, issued a ruling on the results of the presidential election of August 14, 2024, which chose, elected Claudia Sheinbaum, as President of the Republic of the United Mexican States. And that is a characteristic of the extreme right wing. They only recognize elections when they win. And when they lose, they attack, they burn, they assassinate.
In Venezuela, a group of citizens mobilized in the streets of the capital in support of the Bolivarian government in the enactment of the law against fascism. The United Socialist Party of Venezuela summoned the Venezuelan people to the Plaza Morelos, where they left for the corner of San Francisco in downtown Caracas, under the context of the support to the future approval of the law against fascism, neo-fascism, and similar expressions in view of the attack of the extreme right. On Thursday, the President of the Venezuelan Supreme Court, Jorge Rodriguez, certified in an unobjectionable way the results of the presidential election by the electoral body on the elections of July 28. In this regard, the Supreme Court of Justice ratified the results of the National Electoral Council, where Nicolás Maduro was democratically elected as President of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. This way, the constitutional organ verified contentious resources collected in order to certify in an unrestricted and unequivocal manner the results of the electoral process carried out. Likewise, Tarek Williams further granted that investigations of the violent actions of the comanditos led by far right are on due course.
The remittal of the final judgment, in which one of its items effectively mentions a communique that the prosecutor's office issued in a timely manner, which was related to the ongoing investigation that we will brief its advances on due time in the next hours regarding the usurpation of functions, electoral crimes, conspiracy, among others, caused by those who, apart from having a supervening plan, which consisted of disregarding the legitimate constituted authority to issue the results. That is the National Electoral Council, so as they used the electoral issue to escalate in violent, criminal, terrorist actions, none with a peaceful character.
Venezuela's Foreign Minister Ivan Hill thanks the Supreme Court of Justice for showing the world the results of the July 28 elections.
First of all, I would like to thank the Presidency of the Supreme Court of Justice and the Presidency of the Electoral Chamber for showing before the eyes of the world And we can say that specifically in Venezuela the entire diplomatic corps accredited to the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela was present here. Well, the outstanding judgment that closes a chapter of the Venezuelan electoral process of July 28. And we say this because we have seen that at the international level this election has awakened a really important interest. We have seen how many congratulatory messages we have received, how many opinions, a constant vision from abroad about our electoral process. And we have also denounced that the coup d'état that was tried to be imposed in Venezuela originated abroad.